Dave Inspiration says, my broke ass supporting Nick's Second Amendment rights. Hashtag free Hunter Biden. Nice to live. You know, like to give that guy, look, Hunter Biden is whatever he is, but he might be the guy to
Have you not thoroughly enjoyed him making Second Amendment arguments, though? Has that not just been...
If he's the guy who's going to overturn 18 USC 922G, then he's the guy. And that's what it might take.
The Lord uses all kinds of people to do his will.
I mean, look, those restrictions on firearm use that go well beyond the scope of what any founder intended need to be struck down. They're insane. There's actually a really interesting story that
we're talking about a constitutional right here.
Yeah.
You don't get to abridge those just for the hell of it.
We have the recent decision from the Supreme Court upheld restrictions on people with active domestic violence restraining orders. Makes sense. The founders basically said, if you were adjudicated dangerous by a judge, we could take away a right. That's been the same way forever. Yeah. There's plenty of analogs to it. Now, the thing that is DOJ is now asking the question, wait, the Supreme Court just said, if you've been adjudicated dangerous by a judge, we have nonviolent felons out here who have had their Second Amendment rights stripped out. They have never been adjudicated dangerous. They're not subject to a restraining order. They don't have a prior conviction of violence. And does that mean that they can have their gun rights back? Maybe. And then the other thing, of course, we have these different statuses of people, which are very nebulous federal statuses. Users of controlled substances or addicts to controlled substances being one that Hunter Biden is very much charged with. He is charged with being a user or addict of a controlled substance, and he's charged with having a gun during that time. What does that mean? What does user or addict mean? I challenge you to find it defined in the federal code. It's really difficult. And so these kind of questions, we go, wait, did the founders believe that if someone used some substance that they could not own a firearm? They lost their Second Amendment right prior to any conviction, prior to anything else. That's kind of a stretch. And so Hunter's the guy fighting that right now. And we're going to see a lot of those fights after Bruen.
I just appreciate the irony, if nothing else.
I love it. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Pro 2A Biden.
I don't have any particular animus towards Hunter Biden. He's a degenerate, and he's obviously the stupid son, and a disappointment to his father. And my God, with Joe Biden as your dad, how much of a chance do you actually have to turn out right?
I don't know that him being a disappointment to Joe Biden is that much of a knock, frankly.
No. Well, I mean, this is a guy whose daughter says they took showers with her when she was a little girl. I mean, so Joe's,
weird dude.
Every Democrat that votes for Biden is voting for a pedo by their standards of justice.